Friends, here today to talk about a very serious topic, Afghans. Now, I'm not talking about people from Afghanistan, so we want to be clear. We're talking about is this, an Afghan. Shout out to my Aunt Kathy who made this wonderful Afghan. She's a wizard at making Afghan. She's really good. Afghans are made by crocheting. I don't know a lot about crocheting or sewing or knitting or needlepoint or embroidering or any of those other things. A lot of those terms are confusing to me. But yeah, crocheting I think is a French word, crochet, not to be confused with croquet. Very different, sort of similar. Crochet, I think you have one like hook and you take the yarn and you make it into these little loops. Now if you notice, there's some space in between them. There's some space, but not too much, right? So it's not just like wound tightly together, which you'd have a much smaller Afghan, right? If it was all really tightly wound together, compressed. So there's some space there, but not too much space, right? If there was too much space, then it wouldn't keep you warm. It would just be a bunch of holes in it. Now, amazing that balls of yarn can become something like this, right? It's beautiful, it's practical, oh, it's cozy. It says something about the faith. It says something about our personal relationship with Christ and our relationship with his commandments. If we're too focused on just the letter of the law, it'd be like we're wound too tight. Like there's not space. There's not space for the Afghan to be big, right? To be what it's meant to be. But if there's too much space, right? If we just forget about the commandments and just focus on relationship with Christ, then it's not going to keep us warm, right? Because the commandments that God has given us are there to protect us, right? Are there to help us find our way to heaven. So we shouldn't be wound too tightly, just focused on the letter of the law, like the scribes or the Pharisees. But we shouldn't forget about the law either, right? The law is what protects us, safeguards us, and helps us to have that relationship with Christ that ultimately keeps us warm and cozy. Wake me up when it's time to make the next video.